Hello and welcome to round number 2 of the Super GT League here at Albert Park, right in Melbourne. Well, sort of Melbourne. Well, the track is based in Melbourne, but right now our drivers are sitting at home. Obviously, no one able to get in or out of Victoria, but that doesn't stop us from racing, sim racing in there. Just no until the Victorian government, just in case. My name is Matt Nippers, once again from Go Race Promotions, and I'd like to welcome you wherever you are around the world and Australia, joining us here on Twitch TV to witness this next round of the Super GT League with the Go Race Promotions Simsports. Benny Mac, hey mate, how you doing? Hope you're having fun out there on the track. Was Benny Mac, one of our drivers currently racing tonight. He's made the switch from GT500 to GT3, and we've ranked him as a silver driver, so hopefully he has a bit of fun tonight. But right now, currently on top of the timesheets is Chris Rafalo in the number 20 Nissan GTR, as we're watching Meredith almost get stuck into the back of the Bentley of Matt Southwell there. I think Southwell just not quite aware of the speed difference between GT500s and GT3 around here. It's a wonderful track. We all know Albert Park from the F1s. V8 supercars running around here as well. It's currently Rafalo sliding around in the number 20 Pennzoil Nissan GTR. Currently our championship leader as well, and currently running with 25 kilos of success ballast tonight, so that is sure to maybe slow him down a little bit, though I'm not really certain he will slow down. He's quite a speedy boy. And then we're going to have a look at another driver, of course, which is Matt Southwell, currently our leader in GT3, also the leader of Silver. He's going to have a bit more competition tonight, with, of course, Benny Mac making the switch to GT3, and of course Steve Duro, he's made the switch from the Dodge. Oh, was Southwell planted into the fence. We're just about to say that Steve Duro has made the switch from the Dodge back to his trusty Mercedes AMG. So, a car he's much more familiar with. I'm sure that Duro will be a lot more competitive tonight, although it wasn't like he wasn't competitive at Fuji Speedway 2 weeks ago. As we currently watch Justin Reddyx, currently second in GT3, but, well, thankfully he only got third, so he's only carrying 16 kilos of success ballast. So he's not going to be as bad as what Matt Southwell is at the moment. We also have we've just joined Alfonso at the wrong moment, unfortunately. Alfonso planting his neat-looking Honda HSV into the fence. But we got another Honda on track, and that is Vanderham. And we also have the first of our Lexus cars on the track in the form of Joshua Hill. He's currently not on track just yet. I saw him in the pit lane. We'll just quickly flick on Sarah Carcel so we can have a look at. Well, that's the camera we wanted. Oh wow, that is a pretty car. That is chrome. Someone tell me how to make chrome paint in a Assetto Corsa, and I will be a very happy man. That is actually quite gorgeous, and that is from the mod creator himself, so I'll have to get in touch with him to find out how he's actually done that. That is cool. That is really cool. So the Zensarumo Lexus SC430, and not a bad, if everyone wants to scan that QR code, go for it. Anyway, not a bad looking livery. That is quite gorgeous, actually. I like that. Another driver who unfortunately missed round 1 is Riley Smith in another one of the GTRs, running the Motul number 23 Very famous car, very famous livery, very famous team, the Ortec Mortul team. Having a bit of a struggle this year in real life, though. Actually, I'll say that. I think they've won a round. Someone correct me in chat if I am wrong. But Ortec Mortul have won a round this year, which is good. Not sure if anyone has been following Japanese Super GT on the race on YouTube. But, geez, it's been fantastic. I'm absolutely enthralled watching it. It's such a brilliant series. It's totally underrated in the world. And if you haven't started watching it, head over there now before I jump through your computer screen and slap you. Brilliant racing. So as we continue to watch Riley Smith, we're actually going to jump on board with him. Hope he doesn't bin it, because he's going to guide us for a lap around this circuit. So here we go. Looking over his left-hand shoulder as he gets a good exit out of the final corner. And he'll be topping out, I expect, about 280 kilometres per hour in GT500. Oh, 275. Actually, goes straight back to the pits. Unfortunate that. We'll find someone else. Oh, Vanderham's not quite there. Alfonso's not quite there. Here we go. Chris Rafalo tops out 270 as he tips into turn number 1 and turn number 2. Gets onto the AstroTurf, all the way out onto the exit curb. Keep the momentum going as we make our way up to turn number 3. Hard on the brakes now. Back down to second gear. Get it rotated. Watch the throttle. Very easy to spin up the wheels like Rafalo has done on the exit curb. And then through that quick little right-hander, have to have a little lift of the throttle. And then straight back onto it. Up to 5th. Back down to 3rd. A little bit of understeer for Rafalo. Got to watch it. All these slow S's, they do catch out a lot of drivers. Bit of a passing opportunity if you're desperate. Into this tight right-hander. Another S-bend. So you've got to have a car that will be stable under brakes, but then quickly rotate as you get through these non-stop S-bends. Now we're up to the fastest part of the circuit, or fastest corners of the circuit. Quick left, right, all the exit space on the exit as you make your way down one of the final short chutes. Top out at about 275 kilometres per hour, back down to 3rd. Watch the exit space, watch the exit curbs. Watch the AstroTurf as well, that will pitch the car straight off the track. Back down to 2nd for the hairpin that leads you to the final corner and the end of the lap. Watch the wheel spin, and if you get the lap right, you'll be down in the low 139s, well, the low 140s, high 139s in GT500. And if we look at our GT3 drivers, they're about 15 seconds slower than the GT500. We'll round it off to 16 seconds because most of the field's sitting around there. So if I do my maths correctly, GT3 is doing about 154s around here. So that is quite speedy. I don't think the V8 supercars can do that sort of pace like the GT3s can. Of course, V8 supercars running this weekend. Bathurst, it's the big one. What a couple of nights and days of racing we've all got ahead of us. So we've got, of course, Super GT on right now on your computer screens right now. And, of course, happening at Bathurst, New South Wales, the biggest event in, well, it is the biggest event in Australian motorsport, although I like to say that the Bathurst 12-hour is a bit bigger. People will disagree with me. That's fine. But, of course, the Bathurst 1000 on this weekend. Very much looking forward to seeing that race take off over the weekend. Although I think they've predicted a few showers. As we see Vanderham actually get up into 2nd. So the all-green number 37 Keihin Honda. It's getting on the pace. The Kangaroo Valley racing car. So fortunately, Vanderham missed round number 1 at Fuji Speedway. But, geez, he's looking really comfortable in this car. As we have about 15 minutes left in practice. Although, as I say, Vanderham's looking quite comfortable. He goes and runs it off the circuit. But gets straight back on it, off the track again. Keeps it going. what a sound this this Honda makes. If that doesn't make you happy, I don't know what will. Oh, big slide and into the fence for Van der Hum. So once again, these cars, we are using the updated physics engine. So Chivas Auto Art, they released a physics update not too long ago. We are using the updated physics. Cars are a little bit easier to drive in some aspects and a lot harder to drive in others. So the main difference is that the previous version, the cars were actually all-wheel drive. Who knew? But now in this version, Chivas has finally made it rear-wheel drive only. I believe that the rear wings are now adjustable. And, well, the cars just feel a lot more stable, but you still got to be so gentle on the throttle. Go a little bit too hard too soon in the rotation, and basically you'll be gone. So, as we saw with Van der Hum there, he grabbed the grass and pitched the car into the fence. Let's have another look at another newcomer who unfortunately missed the first round. That is Ryan Ford in the mighty C7 GT3. So, wow, that is a bit quiet. No, that sounds a little bit louder now. I think it's just the GT500 coming by. And also my speaker somehow lowered its own volume. A bit pesky, but anyway. So, as we continue to watch Ryan Ford pilot the big Corvette around Albert Park. Fortunately, Ryan was not able to make round number 1, which was a bit of a shame. But, well, we've seen that Ryan, he is quite speedy. He runs in our sister leagues, GT3 League, which is, of course, GT Club. And that is run by Steve Duro, who is currently in the server and has just topped GT3 by 1/10 of a second. So, geez, GT3 once again really close. Well, as I say that, I look at the rest of the times in Southwell, 2 seconds off the pace. So that 25 kilos is not agreeing with the Bentley at the moment. Oh, Meredith off in the background there. Did just catch that. So once again, just getting caught out by the snap in these GT500s. But I do spy the Lexus on track. Nah, doesn't that look cool? Chrome colors just look cool. I don't care what anyone else says. And that is a pretty nice sounding engine as well. So that's something I really do appreciate about the GT500s. They're still GTs. Although they are, all the engines are built to the same specifications, but, well, relatively similar specifications, but each engine and car still has their own unique characteristics, their own unique sound, and that's something that just keeps me coming back to the race on YouTube and watching the Super GTs. Don't know about anyone else in chat. Certainly hope you guys are just as obsessed with Super GT as what I am. As in fact, Josh is just going to dive back to the pit lane and take that fantastic looking Lexus off the circuit. Let's have a quick look at how Benny McKenzie's going. Of course, he's making his debut in GT3. He made the decision to step down from GT500 after round number 1. And now he is running in GT3 as a silver class driver. He's actually doing pretty well. He's matching our current league points leader, Matty Southwell. Southwell's struggling, I think, maybe with the 25 extra kilos. Oh, well, Benny McKenzie off to the pit lane. Leaves just one car on track, to my knowledge anyway. Unless we have missed someone on track. No. Quickly just flick through. Ryan Ford's still on circuit. And Smith, Meredith Hill. So Alfonso and Ryan Ford, the only drivers on track at the moment. So we see that Alfonso's starting to close the gap between himself and Ford in this practice session. And this is going to be great. We're going to see the big difference between GT... Oh, no, we're not. Said Alfonso is going to do something very important and practice that pit entry. So there you go. So I certainly hope that our drivers have been practicing their pit entries as Ryan Ford goes up to third in GT3, plonks himself exactly a second behind ReadyX. So I certainly hope that our drivers have been practicing their pit entries, and so I think we are into our driver's briefing. Perhaps because all cars are off the track, so quite possibly. Not seeing anyone on track, so I would say our driver's briefing is currently running. So our race director Kaiser is decided not to race in this league and instead be our race director controlling the rolling starts. Of course, unfortunately, Assetto Corsa doesn't have a rolling start procedure, so we have to do it ourselves. And if you are ready to get out of the chat and join the action yourself, join our Discord, sign up for Super GT, and have a look at our upcoming TCX 300 event, which is being held at Circuit Algarve on the 19th of November. There you go, right there. Join our Discord. Have a bit of fun with us. So, unfortunately, we were going to have another driver who signed up at the 11th hour, and that was Dane Licciardo. And we've seen him on the Go Race Promotions channel here on Twitch with the AK Gaming V8 Supercar Championship. Unfortunately for Dane, he's not able to join the server, so we are down a GT3 driver. But right there is Steve Duro, who is topping GT3 at the moment. If we can just get this camera right. The GT Club racing team. So if you see that little logo down on the side there, that is GT Club, I should say. And that is Duro's own league. Quite a good little league. They've got GT3 and DTM running at the moment. And once again, we might just post a link to his to their Discord, because they are our sister. They are our sister or brother league, if you prefer. So make sure you send them a little join as well. I hope that's the right link. But yeah, make sure you have a go at their leagues. They're quite a good little league. Everyone has a great time in DTM and GT3. Of course, Ryan Ford, another driver who races in the GT3 league. And well, he is all ready to go by the looks of things. Looks like we're only missing a handful of drivers as well, which is great to see. So almost a full field of our registered drivers. Unfortunately, I don't think Declan Austin will be making it tonight. Fortunately for Declan, I believe his problem at Fuji Speedway was a failure with his steering wheel. So that is a huge disaster for Declan. I really hope he does get that sorted out very, very quickly. He was very, very speedy in the Audi R8 at Fuji, but unfortunately just steering wheel failure. It's going to ruin your night no matter what you do. So Declan, if you are in the chat, if you are watching the stream, mate, I hope you get a quick recovery and join back on to the track. Also, I forgot to do this, but a big shout out to MathT97 for the follow. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate the support from you here on Twitch. Hopefully you're really enjoying the content so far. As I'd say, we are just about ready to start qualifying. So let's break down practice for you as we're going to go back to our results screen. So Chris Ruffalo, our championship leader with 25 kilos. Read that, 25 kilos of ballast, still at the very top. He's half a second clear of Van der Hum, currently running no ballast. And we have Alfonso in third, running 20 kilos of ballast. Riley Smith making his first appearance in the Super GT League. He's in fourth place, just 1.4 seconds off of Chris Ruffalo, which is pretty good. Then Meredith carrying 16 kilos of success ballast. He is sitting in fifth position. Then Josh Hill, another debutant, is in sixth position, rounding out GT 500 in the SC430 Lexus. Moving on to GT3, we have Steve Duro in the mighty Mercedes-Benz AMG. He did a 1:54.8, got himself nice and clear of Justin Rediex, and Steve Duro proving exactly why he is in the pro class. And then we have, of course, Justin Rediex topping the silvers at the moment. So he's carrying 16 kilos of success ballast. Ryan Ford in the Corvette slotted into third. He's second to the silvers, and Matt Southwell, currently the league leader in GT3, carrying 25 kilos of success ballast. He is in fourth position. And also for Matt, he messaged me earlier today. He's done himself a bit of a back injury. So he's probably going to be driving in a little bit of discomfort, and he's also managed no practice whatsoever heading into this round. So for anyone who was wondering why Matt Southwell, after a great performance at Fuji Speedway, is silver, that is why he is a silver. Then we have Ben McKenzie in the Porsche, rounding out our run. So 11 cars on track tonight. Certainly going to be a very exciting race as we see the ebb and flow of real-life Super GT, as our Super GT drivers have to contend with the multi-class format of Super GT. GT 500 obviously closing up on the back of GT3, and then, of course, getting mixed up with the traffic. So let's have a quick breakdown, actually, of our GT3 drivers. So you'll notice that they have Pro and Silver. At the moment we have no AMs. We've basically broken up the GT3 class into three classes that all race on the track at the same time. They all run for their own little, I guess, class honours. So Pro drivers, they are the alien drivers. So the guys like Steve Duro, who are just absolute beasts behind the wheel. They know exactly what they're doing with setup. And then we have the silver drivers, who are drivers that probably can get rather close to the pro drivers, but they just don't have the time to put in the testing, so they just can't quite bridge the gap between themselves and the aliens. And then, of course, we have the AMS, which is aimed at the brand new drivers to sim racing. So certainly got a little bit of everything for anyone out there, regardless of your skill level, if you want to get involved. So I believe we saw someone heading out on track. No, I'm wrong, as we continue to count down the time. Okay, so we have got GT 500 on the track right now. It is qualifying time as we try and find the first driver on track, and that looks to be Van der Hum. So he has managed to get out of the pit lane first. He has got clear track ahead of him. He's on cold tyres, stone cold tyres. So like in real life, we do not run tyre warmers in Super GT, so these guys have got to keep that in mind when they come out of the pit lane. Particularly in the race, that is going to be something that interrupts your flow, interrupts your rhythm through the middle of the race. And we're going to see some interesting strategies play out, as we can already see Chris Ruffalo, he wants to get on with it. He's on the back of Van der Hum. Van der Hum's just going to sidestep him, let him through, and they're both going to continue on their merry way. Alfonso sitting behind as well. Alfonso really one driver who can take it up to Chris Ruffalo quite consistently. in the number 64 HSV, Honda HSV, as he makes his way around his Honda compatriot. So we're going to quickly change Stero Carcel to follow Chris Rafalo in the number 20 Nissan GTR. Gets a little bit wide, grabs some grass. Rafalo just, once again, just looking super unstoppable. Oh, as we see, Alfonso grabs the exit, a little bit too much exit space, and almost pitches himself into the fence. So, as we see, Rafalo start to round the final corner. So as Rafalo starts this up, we're going to ride on board with Rafalo as he on the very limit of braking up into turn number 4. And then short shift slightly. This is what it looks like to be on the absolute limit. Of course, Rafalo really quite a good sim racer, I have to say. Oh, as I say that, he just about puts it into the fence there. He's going to keep going. This will be a good banker for him. He's already opened up a bit of a gap despite 25 kilos of ballast on that car. Might have to chop his legs off or something just to try and slow him down. So Rafalo will be the first man to set a benchmark time as he heads up towards, I'm going to call this Qantas just because of the signage. Nice and smooth, not too wide, no hint of wheel spin there. Saw a few drivers get it wrong through Qantas. Oh, jeez, I just noticed that Qantas is everywhere here. He runs a little bit wide. Not as wide as Alfonso in the background there, so Alfonso really pushing the limit of the Honda. Can't quite get it. Can't seem to get in touch with the GTR up ahead. Oh, a bit of wheel spin for Rafalo. Runs it wide, grabs some grass. What does he stop the time at? It's going to be a 1:40.3, so Rafalo goes to the top. It's probably going to be eclipsed soon. Not quite. No, yes, Vanderham goes to the top with a 40.095. So Vanderham, fastest man so far. Hill goes to third with a 43. So Alfonso did get a track limits warning for going very, very wide. Oh, Vanderham just struggling with a bit of understeer there by the looks of things. We're still waiting on the rest of the GT500 field to... oh, Meredith just clicked on him at the wrong moment. There's that commentator's curse that we are so good at, it seems. So he's going to struggle. Certainly hoping that he's on the Discord warning drivers that he's binned it. So, 5 GT500 drivers. Only on track. As we continue to watch Rafalo, I'm sure Rafalo, he'll be up this time round. We're actually going to try something with the Delta. Don't think it's actually going to work for me tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think yet. Yep, that's not working for me. Well, at least for this lap. So now Rafalo rounds the final corner. Much better drive. This will be a much better lap for Rafalo. It should be a 39. Expect a 39. There it is, a 39.5 for Chris Rafalo. Goes 0.2 faster in the final sector as well. In fact, he's going to call it there. Here comes Vanderham. Can he go better? He can't improve. We're going to focus on Hill now as he comes up to the final 2 corners in the Lexus. Oh, he's looking very smooth, actually, for a debutant in GT500. As he crosses the line, oh, I think he's had a bin, actually. He's binned it somewhere, 157. That's certainly not right. Is he going to get balked by Rafalo? No, Rafalo actually drives off the track to give Hill some space. Quickly check in with Alfonso. See how he's going. So So here comes Alfonso. Oh, actually, that'll be an outlap for him. Double check how Meredith goes. Okay, so Alfonso now has a time on the board. It's a very slow time, I have to say. And these drivers have got 3.5 minutes to get their times in. As Meredith very wide, and he manages to hang on to it, but that is not going to be a time that will count. So he's going to have to start again. The pressure will be on Meredith now. Also, another driver who hasn't set a time is Riley Smith. Oh, as he drives it very hard into well, don't really know what the corners are called. I think they're just called turn and then turn number. In fact, actually, Riley Smith is out on an outlap, judging by that time. So, hope that Riley Smith can get a time in. We're very much looking forward to what Smithy can do. Unfortunately, missed him at Fuji Speedway. He just runs it a bit too deep into that turn. His hill now improves, a 42.8. He just needs to find 3.5 seconds. He'll be up with Vanderham. Actually, well, when did I miss that? I missed Vanderham going to the top of the timesheets with a 39.3. So Rafalo, he's got some competition tonight. Definitely not going to have it easy. So as we refocus on Smith, he gets it through turn number 1. Alfonso goes now to third, a 41. So Alfonso is struggling tonight. I don't know what is going on with him. He was much more competitive and he can't seem to match the pace of his Honda teammate with 1:40 to go in this session. So I'm actually going to jump on board with Alfonso and just see if we can identify anything. There's a big lift through turn number 6. Now 7 and 8. Well, 7, 8, 9. Gets it slowed down nicely. Not having to use too much exit space. So a car is working for Alfonso. It's just, whatever reason, it's just not getting the outright pace that we usually expect from Dietmar. As we continue to watch Alfonso make his way around the final sector. As Rafalo goes to the top of 39.2, but that's 0.05 faster than Vanderham. As Alfonso gets a little bit of mid-corner oversteer in the hairpin. He'll get one more lap in. And Smith goes to third. But for how long? Because here comes Alfonso. Alfonso can't pip Smith. So Alfonso's off the second row in 4th place, but he's got one more lap to do it. As the seconds count down, we have, well, 5, 4, 3, 2. So Meredith managed to get through for one more lap. And now the first of our GT3 drivers will be out on track. We're going to continue watching Chris Rafalo, actually our current top driver. Vanderham's in the pits, so he's not going to top this session. See if Rafalo can extend that gap. Of course, Alfonso still on circuit and Meredith also on track as well. So anything can happen. Just wants to solidify this pole position. Jeez, what a lap from Vanderham. He's right up there with Chris Rafalo. In fact, I believe that Vanderham, he was running in the British Touring Car Championship last night from AK Gaming, and he was right up there with running with Dietmar and Rafalo as well. So we'll see Rafalo round the final corner. This is actually going to be a lightning fast time. It's a 1:39.2. He improves a little bit. We'll see if Meredith can improve. Oh, he just keeps it on the circuit. Alfonso's in the pit, so he's abandoned his lap. Meredith running the absolute very limit of the track limits. And that lovely looking all carbon fiber GTR. It's not looking particularly fast, but it is looking smooth at least. And Meredith will stop the clock at 1:44, so he's off the back of the GT500s. Let's try and find some of our GT3 competitors. Oh, we got one car off the track already. That is Benny McKenzie. Right now, the first GT3 car on track is Steve Duro in the big AMG. Brand new livery for him as well. Still rocking that that gorgeous 2000, early 2000 Mercedes, McLaren Mercedes livery. Absolutely looks gorgeous on the car. So he makes his way into turn number 1, tips it in. Oh, 2 wheels it as well. That's what you want to see. Let's jump on board with Steve Duro now in the big Mercedes. Oh, a bit of understeer. Trying to get the long nose of that Merc pointed in. Let's take a couple of stabs of the corner, so the car probably not 100% right for him. I think he only got onto the track. Well, downloaded the track a few nights ago, so he hasn't done any testing. But this is a car that he is very familiar with, the big AMG. And some good drive. He's currently got, I think that's Matt Southwell, current league leader for GT3. Now, unfortunately for Duro, when he changed from the Dodge, he sacrificed all of his points. So he's doing it the hard way, but what that means is that he is carrying 0 ballast. And, well, as the only pro driver in the field tonight, unfortunately, Dane Licciardo not able to make it into the server at the moment. Unless someone has... Well, hopefully Dane will manage to get into the server. I think he's downloading it all the content. So hopefully Dane will get in. He can start at the very back of GT3 if he doesn't make it in on time. So here comes Steve Duro to set the benchmark time for GT3. It's going to be a 1:55.1, so we know that Duro can do better than that. Looking back at Justin Reddiax at 1:56.5. That wasn't allowed by the looks of things, so maybe a bit of track limits exceeding for Reddiax. I hope I'm actually pronouncing his surname correctly. If any of his friends are in chat, let me know if I've stuffed up his name. Here's Benny McKenzie. I think he's reset to the pits and he's out on an outlap, so he's really left it late. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get a couple of laps in. It's a long lap around Albert Park, particularly in GT3. Now, doesn't that look like a really cool car? The Hoppy Porsche 911. Of course, for those of you who don't know, Hoppy is apparently a potato-based beer. Try and wrap your head around that. Apparently it tastes really nice though. Let's jump on board with Benny Mac and the Hoppy Porsche. Currently still on top of GT3 is Steve Duro. So 4 minutes to go. Not how the GT3 drivers have managed to set a time that's been allowed. So here comes Benny Mac. He's starting his time now. Oh, Steve Duro just coming onto the main straight behind. Ben a little bit wide on entry. Manages to save it, but he would have lost a little bit of time there. As Southwell goes second, a 55.5 and a 56.5 for ReadyX. So, again, the times between the top two and GT3 is rather close. 4/10 between them. Continue to watch Ben McKenzie. In fact, I do believe that I've still stuffed up his name. It's actually Ben McKenzie with a MC, not an MAC. So, my apologies, Ben. As we see Ben tip it into the last sector. It's been looking like quite a tidy lap. He'll get maybe, well, he'll get one more lap in at least. Porsche's looking rather hooked up in qualifying trim at least. Doesn't use all the entry space though into the final hairpin. Has a couple of stabs at the throttle. Doesn't use the exit space either on the final corner. See what McKenzie can do. What does he stop the clock at? It's a 156.4, so that puts himself between ReadyX and Southwell. Oh, again, he misses that apex. I have a feeling, because if we go on board, yeah, it's a left-hand drive car. So, it's probably just struggling to adjust to that, as ReadyX eclipses McKenzie with a 55.8. Still, times are rather close. All the Duros, he's just absolutely blitzed them. He's done a, if I can find my mouse wherever it's gone, he's done a 54.1, so he's got the Merc hooked. See what he can do. He'll get maybe one more lap in as well. That's the scary part. So we'll quickly jump over to our championship leader, Matt Southwell on the big Bentley. Oh, Ryan Ford still hasn't set a time either, so I was wondering who was missing. So hopefully Ryan Ford gets a lap in. Might get rid of stereo car, so we'll stick with Ryan Ford for now. Tips it through the fast left and right. It's looking like a competitive time at least. So comparing him with ReadyX behind and with Southwell ahead, the gap isn't really shrinking or expanding. In fact, that Corvette's looking rather hooked up in this final sector. So Ford gets it through the final chicane. Duro down to a 53.7. Unbelievable time from Steve Duro. We'll see what Southwell can do. A 54.7. That's checkered flag. Ford goes up to third in GT3. ReadyX can't best him. So there you have it. That is qualifying done and dusted. Although McKenzie's still on track. I don't know if he's crossed the checkered flag. He runs a little bit wide. Getting those apexes a lot better now. So, fortunately, it does look as though we will not be seeing an appearance from Dane Licciardo tonight. Real shame. I was looking forward to seeing Ricardo make his first appearance with the Go Race promotion Simsports. So, Dane, really sorry, mate. If you are watching the stream, we'll sort out those issues and we'll get you on track as soon as possible. As we continue to watch Mackenzie steer the Porsche around the final sector, jump on board with him. Oh, runs wide into the fence and gets both fences, unfortunately. So that is the end of that session. We'll quickly jump back to our free cam and we'll get a good shot of our field. So here is the results for qualifying. Chris Rafalo on top in the number 20 GT 500 GTR with a 139.2. He's not going to... I thought he was going to have a bit bigger gap, but 0.075 to Vanderham in the number 37 Honda. That is really tight, so great to see from our GT 500 competitors. Riley Smith, he gets onto the second row of the grid out of third. Next to him will be Alfonso in the Honda HSV 010 GT. And Josh Hill, the debutant, sitting in 5th position, and Meredith rounding out our GT 500 competitors. Steve Duro will start off the front row and pole position for GT3. Staying beside him will be the league leader, Matt Southwell. And then Ryan Ford managing to squeeze his Corvette onto the second row of the grid in third, just between himself and Justin Rediex, who comes up in 4th position. And then at the very back of the GT3 field is Ben McKenzie. So there you go. And now, just to explain our championship points system. So for qualifying, just to make sure that no one is sandbagging when everyone puts in maximum effort, it is 10 points for poles, 5 points for second, 3 points for third, 2 points for fourth, and 1 point for fifth. So from Chris Rafalo down to Josh Hill, and from Steve Duro all the way to Ben McKenzie, those drivers are getting points for the race. If you know MotoGP, then you know our point system. 25 points for first, 20 points for second, 16 points for third, 13 points for fourth, 11 points for fifth, and then all the way down to 1 point for 15th. And that is for both classes. So if you win GT3, you get 25 points. So 1 minute to go before we get started on our roll-up lap. Let's get some predictions happening in chat with the rolling start. But before we do that, let's quickly shoot a so get some predictions happening in chat. But first, let's quickly share our Discord with you if you are ready to get involved with this league. So we of course have GT 500 and of course our special events TCX 300. For those of you who fancy yourself go at racing a 3-class race with V8 supercars, TCR and GT3 on track at the same time. So here is our Discord. Make sure you get involved, join our Discord. Nice friendly community. So we hope to see you joining us soon as we have our field make their way around the first corner on their warm-up lap. So Chris Rafalo, he is the man on top at the moment. And that is the view he's got in his rear vision mirror. Maybe a little bit higher, never know. He has got Vanderham starting beside him. Then Riley Smith in the number 23 GTR. This is going to be a brilliant race. So as you can see, all our drivers working pretty hard on the tyres, trying to get as much temperature into them. Of course, no tyre blankets allowed in Super GT. It's the case in real life. It's the case in the sim world as well. Sorry, I just cannot help but look at this gorgeous livery up. That's the first time I've actually seen the livery on track, and I've had no idea that it was chrome. And that is awesome. I have to learn how they've done that so I can do my own liveries with that sort of colour base. Of course, what can this guy do? Steve Duro in the familiar AMG. Of course, running number 9 this time round, not number 12. He's got Matt Southwell, who's made the switch from McLaren to Bentley for this championship. So, can Southwell do another, perform another upset and win here at Albert Park? Of course, Justin Rediex, he did really well to match Steve Duro. He was actually really impressed and very happy with himself for finishing within a couple of seconds of Steve Duro. So as the field will start to form up now, we're going to focus on our leader. It's Dano 35, mate. I really feel for you, mate. I was looking forward to seeing you. So Rafalo leaving it pretty late to start controlling the field. I'm sure our race director is all over him at the moment, telling him to slow down. Oh, he's playing the games now as we get set for a start. Waiting for the race director to let him go. And we are away and racing. It's a good start from Chris Rafalo. He moves to defend immediately. Riley Smith around the outside. Look at Meredith. He's thinking about a move up the inside at turn number 1. Smith manages to sneak it around the outside of Vanderham. He sits into second place. We're going to look at GT3 now. It's a good start from this front row. Oh, Southwell has absolutely mugged Duro at the start. So Matt Southwell takes the lead. No, Steve Duro immediately fights back in an unballasted AMG. He's looking for the inside already. It's a long race, 175 kilometres to go. Duro up the inside. Southwell gives him space, and Duro has to slot in behind. Benny McKenzie up to third place in the Hoppy Porsche. He gets around both Rediex and Ryan Ford. So there you go, GT3 off to a great start, and Duro still looking up the inside of Southwell. Southwell actually letting him go. So I don't know, Southwell may be running into a little bit of issues now already though, or maybe just readdressing something, perhaps a jump start out of position, not sure. Quickly check our Discord. No, Stuart hasn't said anything, so all systems go there. Well, at the front with GT500, Riley Smith is still holding off. Well, he's holding off Alfonso, who's run wide. He's gone, so Alfonso has looped it in front of the rest of the field. Meredith manages to get around him. Oh no, Alfonso's losing so much time. He may even fall. No, he's actually managed to stay ahead of the GT3 cars. So, well, Alfonso's got a lot of work now. Second in the championship and down. Well down in 6th place and 9 seconds adrift of Meredith. So Smith, 2 GTRs out in front. And Smith is actually pulling away from Hum, so maybe the Honda not liking the heavy fuel at this stage of the race. Of course, these drivers all have to make a mandatory pit stop. You see Hum taking a very different line to, I guess, what is would be considered conventional. Meanwhile, back here we go Meredith. He's still battling away with Hill in the Lexus up ahead. Oh, Meredith runs up wide. He manages to hang on to it just. He's looking all over the back of Josh Hill. He gets a good run. He thinks about the dive bomb into, what's that, turn number 9. Oh, we got to change a position down at the back. Oh, Benny McKenzie's fallen right back behind Rediex and Ford, so we've missed that, unfortunately. But he's still sticking in there. Oh, understeer. He's off the track. Get back on there. There we go. So Ben McKenzie. I've been told, actually, that Ben McKenzie, 14 years of age and still out there having a go. So great work, Ben. I'm sure you'll correct me in Discord if I'm wrong. But, certainly driving well if he is 14 years of age. Now that's looking like a really good battle to keep an eye on. Ford, Rediex and McKenzie. Southwell and Duro are both pulling away. Southwell, another competitor in the GT Club League in GT3. Chris Rafalo sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:41.2. He has cleared out to 2.7 seconds over Riley Smith. Hill and Meredith still nose to... Oh no, Hill's actually managed to gap Meredith slightly. So the field's starting to settle down now, as we're starting to see a few gaps opening up between our drivers. Though the closest battle on track at the moment is between Ford in the Corvette and ReadyX and Mackenzie in the Porsches. So now look out the back of Ryan Ford's Corvette. So 157.7, a little bit down. Oh no, we have another car off the track. It's Alfonso, so he's dropped it again. Alfonso's really making a lot of mistakes tonight. So hopefully he picks it up a bit. So maybe he's made a bad setup change and it's not really working out for him. Notorious01, good evening mate, how you going? Welcome to the stream. You've joined us just in time if you have just joined us. You've missed the start, it was a very, very exciting start, but don't worry. Make sure you join our YouTube channel, and this live stream will be up there hopefully by tomorrow morning. So, right now, no one really close enough. Rafalo setting another lap, 140.5. So, Chris Rafalo just starting to stretch the legs a little bit. Keeps going like this, it'll be another 25 kilos on this number 20 GTR. Oh, Notorious, your dinner was timed absolutely perfectly. Almost perfectly. Don't worry, we'll have the replay of the stream on YouTube. Oh, let's move the mouse there, we don't want that displaying. So meanwhile, GT3, Southwell has just drifted off the back of Duro, so Duro's just starting to tighten the screws. Of course, no ballast on the number 9 AMG. Just trying to drive a V8 supercar too. Mate, they are very hard cars to drive. I will not deny that. I can barely drive them. So, Duro's just starting to stretch the gap. The gap between Smith and Vanderham is also dropping as well. So, Vanderham is closing up on the 23 Nissan. He tips it in towards the final hairpin. Oh, Smith gets a little bit of oversteer. Manages to get the drive down nicely though on the number 23. But now Vanderham, he's got to run down the main straight. Meredith has made a mistake. He's dropped the car off the track somewhere. So Smith going defensive down the main straight. Oh, this is a great battle already. So Smith, he's going to have to go defensive going into turn number 3. Oh, we just had the camera I wanted. Right there. Actually, that's the camera we want. Look at that. Oh, so Smith sliding it around. Vanderham getting on the throttle. He gets a bit twitchy as well. So these guys are just drifting off the back of Rafalo while they're battling. Hill's settling into a rhythm. And Alfonso has actually managed to leapfrog Meredith. So Meredith has made a couple of mistakes, I think, this lap. This battle is just starting. Whoa, Smith, that was quite aggressive on the track limits. As the battle in GT3 between Ford, ReadyX and Mackenzie has settled down as well. So, oh, Ford's dropped it. He's dropped it at turn number 1. That's going to allow ReadyX through. And it will allow Mackenzie through as well. So Ford, that's not the way he would have wanted this lap to go. So Ryan Ford drops to the very back of the field, and he'll be all over the back of Mackenzie to try and get that position back. And on the battle for second in GT 500. In fact, GT 500, they're going to be coming up on lap traffic soon. Rafalo is almost on the back of Ford. So this is where we're going to start seeing some great racecraft come into play. Can Vanderham use the traffic to his advantage? He seems to be able to get the mid-corner power down, get the car rotated and fired off the apex. So, just doesn't seem to have it under brakes. So make our way up to the fast left-right around the lake. So, Rafalo, he'll be in traffic now. In fact, he's just lapped both Mackenzie and Ford. So he'll have Justin Rediex a little bit up the road. So I'm sure our race director has also given these guys instruction about flashing lights. So hope to see that this race as well. So Smith, he'll be on the lights nice and early to warn Ford that he is coming. There we go, there it is. The GT 500 light flashing. Oh, I love it. So now the GT3 guys are under no obligation to jump out of the GT 500 driver's way. It is up to the GT 500 drivers to get around cleanly as Smith tries to defend. Goes for a latent lunge up the inside. They're just sort of second guessing what Mackenzie's going to do. Oh, that is so close. But still Smith and Vanderham nose to tail. Luckily for Mackenzie, not really getting involved in that. It will bring Ford onto the back of the Porsche again. But right now we want to see this battle. Vanderham trying for a switchback out of turn number 9. Oh, short shift from Vanderham. He's getting the drive. He's got the drive this time. He's looking up the right-hand side, going up into the fast left and right. In fact, he's got a bit of an overlap. He's going to force Smith to go tight. He's going to go for the switchback down the long straight. Can Smith cover him in time? No, he can't. So Vanderham gets the move done finally. But will Smith reply immediately? No, he can't. Oh, Vanderham a little bit wide. Smith wide. Oh, Smith out. Smith's into the fence. He keeps it going though. Oh, in the background, Mackenzie and Ford are still fighting. And they're going to have Hill climbing all over the back of them very, very soon. So Vanderham, he's up into second now. He's coming up onto the back of Justin Rediex. Rediex gives him the space now. Jeez, what an exchange. Brilliant racecraft from Vanderham. He forced Smith to go tight through the quick left and right, and then just used a switchback to get the drive down that back straight into, I think that's turn number 13. And well, by the time Smith recovered out of the right-hander, he just did not have enough time to cover off the number 37 Honda. Now we'll wait and see what pace Vanderham can do as he sweeps around the outside of Matt Southwell. Southwell's still sort of sticking with Duro. The gap just seems to sort of ebb and flow between the Bentley and the Mercedes. I'll definitely keep an eye on that gap. The battle is still on between Mackenzie and Ford as we look out the back of Mackenzie's Porsche. See that Ford thinks about a dive up the inside. Has to back out of it. Now we ride on board with Ryan Ford. So He's doing the best he can to try and keep the pressure on Mackenzie. Geez, the Corvette is good under brakes, has to be said. So they've now got Alfonso climbing up onto the back of him. It's also just sunk in how excited I got at the flashing headlights of GT500, and that is actually kind of embarrassing. Now Mackenzie just manages to stretch the gap out. Ford really sidestepped hard, quite a bit. The number 64 of Alfonso, although Mackenzie immediately makes a mistake through turn number 1. So we now ride back on board with Ford. Oh, Mackenzie goes defensive early. I don't think he needed to do that, particularly this early in the race. We haven't even reached half race distance as Ford thought about the move, backs out of it. As Mackenzie is doing a great job at holding off. Ryan Ford. Vartic 1. Are we running CSP custom shader patch? Yes, we are running Soul. Doesn't it look fantastic? Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. So right now, this is the closest battle on track. Ford and Mackenzie battle it out. This is for 4th position in GT3. Mackenzie going slightly defensive already. So Mackenzie's under pressure, it seems. Ford is all over the back of him in the Corvette. Oh, Ford runs it very wide. So we now look out the back of Mackenzie's Porsche. Gets the apex a lot better this time round. So we're just seeing that Ryan Ford is just settling into a rhythm. Ford, of course, doing rather well in the GT Club GT3 league. Oh, Mackenzie grabs a little bit too much curb. Ford thought about a dive in the very next corner, but just Mackenzie just placing his car in all the right spots. This is great racecraft from Ben Mackenzie at the moment. It's not perfect driving, but it doesn't need to be. Right now, Mackenzie is sticking to his rhythm. He's only going defensive when he absolutely feels he has to. And that is absolutely brilliant to see. It has to be said that Ford is doing really well as well. He's not out braking himself, not making any contact at all with Mackenzie. Showing a lot of control and a lot of racecraft himself. I think he is really determined to make this move stick and make it clean. Shows the nose. Just trying to remind that Mackenzie that he's still there. Move around to the mirrors. Keep the pressure on. Again, going a little bit defensive. Ride back on board with Ryan Ford. Tries to chase down Mackenzie's. Just showing the nose here and there. Moving around to the mirrors. Just trying to distract Mackenzie a little bit. Oh, Mackenzie misses the apex for turn 1. That'll give Ford a chance down the first straight. Mackenzie now goes defensive already. This is where Ford is strongest. Fortunately, there's just no move there. Oh, Mackenzie runs wide. So the pressure is starting to build as here we go. Ford gets the run. He's up the inside. He's on the right side of the track this time round. Breaks late. Mackenzie gives him the squeeze and they touch, unfortunately, and Ford... Well, Ford's actually going to readdress the... Yeah, Ford is actually going to readdress that. So great sportsmanship there from Ryan Ford. Well, I say that a bit early. He hasn't readdressed it just yet. No, I think it is obvious he is going to readdress it. So great sportsmanship from our drivers. Absolutely something that we encourage at the Go Race Promotions Simsports. If you're ready to join our league, there's our Discord. Come and join us. Plenty of space for more drivers. Both GT3 and GT500. Oh no, Meredith has binned it again, so Meredith, he's already dropped a lap, I believe, to Chris Rafalo. So I think right now for Meredith, he's just trying to get experience and learn a little bit more about the cars. Oh no, Meredith into the fence again, so I think he's just got to settle down a bit and just get back into a rhythm. We're also keeping an eye on the gap between Hill and Alfonso. Oh no, Ryan Ford has binned it at turn number 1 again. So there goes the battle that we had on track between Mackenzie and Ford. Huge shame. Angry Raisin, love to join in, mate, but I work a lot of night shifts at the moment, mate. We all have to work. Unfortunately, sim racing doesn't pay our bills as much as I'd love it to. So I completely understand, mate. Let's have a go at our GT500 debutant, Joshua Hill. Making his debut in the number 38 Zent Sarumo Lexus. And if there is ever a advertisement for the custom shaders patch, here it is right here. Isn't that a beautiful looking car? Oh, sideways for Josh. He's managed to keep it together. He's slowly being caught by Alfonso in the second of the Hondas. Oh, I think someone's dropped it again. That's Meredith. So I think Meredith just not on top of his setup. Meredith trying to get out of the way. I think he was driving in his mirrors there. Meredith drops it again. So, I have to say, the gap has actually come down between Rafalo and Vanderham. So, Alfonso is closing the gap down on Hill. It was over 10 seconds a few laps ago. Now it's under 5 seconds. So, Alfonso in this magnificently prepared livery. Fortunately, it wasn't in action for round number 1. Fortunately, his livery man, Chris Rafalo, just not able to get it done in time. But it's done and on the server now. And it's very bright. It's very bright, I have to say. Saw that Alfonso was struggling with a rhythm earlier on in this race, but he's definitely managed to find find a groove. He's just ticking off some consistent laps. As I say, there he gets a little bit of oversteer. Also trying to keep an eye on the gap between Duro and Southwell. Unfortunately, not really paying much attention to Steve Duro at this stage. So Alfonso is now catching the back of the Lexus, hand over fist. Maybe the tyres have gone on the Lexus. Of course, all these drivers running the soft compound tyres. Try and encourage a bit of smart driving. We also have a bit of an announcement from race control. Incident between cars 25 and 31. Lap 13, readdress occurred, no further action. So Mackenzie and Ford are in the clear. Well, Ryan Ford is in the clear at least. As both Hill and Alfonso put another lap down on Mackenzie. Oh, Mackenzie just balks Alfonso a little bit. Nothing that Mackenzie could have done there. It's unfortunately the ebb and flow of Super GT. It's one of the things that makes Super GT so awesome. She's still waiting for the pit stops to occur. Actually, as we say, waiting for the pit stops to occur. Here comes Benny Mackenzie into pit lane. So here's the first of our pitters. Maybe the tyre's gone on the Porsche. I know that the Porsche can be a little bit aggressive on the tyres. But well, he's first in the pit lane. This is about roughly half race distance. And we also have Ryan Ford in the pit lane as well. And Meredith in pits as well. So we have 3 drivers in pit lane. So just waiting on Ryan Ford. He's currently battling with Mackenzie. Big burnout there. That's what we like to see. Get the rear tyres warmed up. So here comes the battle now. Oh, Hill's actually just sort of sidestepped Alfonso. So that's a bit of a shame. Well, Angry Raisin. I do believe that the standard procedure for being lapped is that the faster cars have the responsibility to lap safely. So GT3 drivers, and I'm sure our race director has reiterated this, they are not obliged to just jump out of the way of the GT500 cars. As we see our leader, Chris Rafalo, coming out of pit lane, so he's made his pit stop and he's out. 15 seconds behind Vanderham, so Vanderham, he now takes the lead in the number 37 Honda. He's just put another lap on Steve Duro. Let's give Steve Duro a bit of a wrap here. Currently dominating GT3 at the moment. Of course, our one and only pro driver at the moment. You're a GT3 pro driver. Come and give this a go. No, as I say, he's our pro. Runs it off the track there. Might give Southwell a chance to close the gap a little bit. You see that Alfonso's also, I believe he's also made his pit stop as well. Duro, once again, he did really well in our GT3 league. He finished third. Missed out on second by 1 point to Chris Rafalo, who's about to come down the main straight to put him down another lap. Rafalo on fresh tyres, and I think Vanderham, we saw him last night in British Touring Cars running super long stints. I wonder if we're going to see the same strategy from him tonight. Well, I think it's pretty game. Rafalo's catching him hand over fist. The difference in tyres is massive. Although he's just caught Duro at the wrong time. Duro will give him space on the right-hand side. And that's how you're supposed to do it. So, textbook being lapped by Steve Duro. Oh, we've got to give some airtime as well to our current GT3 leader, Matt Southwell. He's currently driving with a bit of a twinge in his back. So, he's certainly running wounded. But still putting in a great performance, especially not having any practice whatsoever tonight. So he certainly started on the back foot tonight, but still sitting in second, 17 seconds plus clear of Meredith, who is struggling a little bit, I think. Oh wow, he's warping around a little bit. He's about to get put down another lap by Josh Hill. So I think Meredith might be having a few connection issues. Oh, as Hill runs it too deep into 13, I think that is. That is going to hurt him as Smith is coming up behind him now. I think the Lexus tyres are quite well and truly done. This is for position, so as we predicted, Hill into the pit lane. He won't be allowed to pass there. I thought he was going to try it on Rediac, so probably timed that pretty poorly. So that's going to cost him a lot of time on his rivals. So meanwhile, Vanderham's still going. His tyres, they've done more than half the race. He's being caught hand over fist by Chris Rafalo, but if he pits soon, he should be able to come out and be able to utilise his tyres just as Rafalo's tyres are starting to go off. So this strategy could work for Vanderham. I have to say, I do love this livery. That chrome look to it just really stands out. Chris Rafalo now the fastest lap of the race at 1:40.4. So we're almost getting into qualifying lap territory. Oh, Vanderham, those rear tyres, I think they've had it. Might want to come into the pit lane very, very soon. Rafalo's got the gap down to almost under 9 seconds now. So this is the sector that he's really going to hurt. It's twisty and turny. Or the twists and turns, if you prefer. Question will be, when does Vanderham dive into the pit lane? He wants to be able to use those brand new tyres right when Rafalo's tyres are starting to go off. Might be an idea to come in now so he doesn't get held up by, well, I think he's watching the stream. must have heard my suggestion, because now he's straight into the pits. He'll lose the lead, but he will have pretty fresh tyres on that Honda when he comes out. As Raffaello takes the lead now, we'll see what pace Vanderham can run at, and if he can close the gap down onto Raffaello. Of course, he's going to have to go through the first one or two first two sectors with freezing cold tyres. Meanwhile, one man who's also going the long strategy is Matt Southwell. He's taken the lead of GT3 while Duro was in the pit lane. So he now rounds the final corner. No, he's going to go into pit lane. So this will be our entire field completed with their pit stops. Oh, he just slows it down at the pit box. Oh no, he's overshot as well, so oh, that's disastrous for Southwell. So there's Steve Duro. He's just about to come around the final corner. How much time has Southwell lost with that mistake in pit lane? So is he rolling? He is. Don't think he is rolling yet. Oh, he is rolling. He's out in front of Duro. So even with the mistake, Southwell has taken the lead, but he'll be on freezing cold tyres. Duro is on nice, crisp, warm Pirelli, Bridgestone, sorry. I expect to see Duro close that 4-second gap down. Oh no, Meredith again having all sorts of dramas tonight. He's going to rejoin the track just ahead of Steve Duro. And just to stay out of the way. So we see Vanderham sets his first flying lap at 1:47. He's got 19, almost 20 seconds to make up on Chris Raffaello. So it's a big ask for Vanderham to catch this man here. He's only got about 12 laps to run. Try and close this gap up. And at what point do these tyres start to go off for Raffaello? Vanderham is on much fresher tyres. So Raffaello pitted on lap 18. Vanderham pitted on lap 22. In fact, the battle for GT3 lead, it's going to be on soon, because as soon as Meredith gets around Southwell, well, Duro will be right on the back. Oh, Southwell runs it deep into turn one. This will give Duro a chance to fight back. This is almost payback for Fuji if Duro can make this work. He's got the headlights ablaze now, so he's going maximum pressure on Matt Southwell. They've got 30 seconds between themselves and Justin Rediex. This is the battle to watch. Got another GT500 coming up behind them. I think that is Alfonso, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's Chris Raffaello. Just see him in the mirror. So here comes Raffaello. I want to clear these guys as quickly as possible. Oh, he's caught them at probably the worst point of the circuit. So he'll clear Duro and he'll clear Southwell before the next turn. try and look out the back of the number 63 Bentley. See, the headlights are well and truly ablaze on the number 9 Merc. Duro, he's not carrying any ballast, but Southwell is. MB 79 N79. Oh God, that's a tongue twister. Let me try that again. MB 79 N9. Thank you for the follow, and thank you, it's Dano35 for the follow as well. Much appreciated. Hope you're really enjoying the stream so far. So here comes Duro. He's got to run out of turn number 2. Here comes Duro. He's looking up the inside. Southwell goes defensives. Manages to pull up the Bentley. So Duro Hills, it's going to be at maximum attack now. Oh, Southwell runs up wide. He gets onto the grass. That'll give Duro an opening into the very next corner. Not close enough this time. Oh, what a battle this has turned out to be. Jeez, that Bentley has got some straight line punch. Duro's just able to get the power down a little bit better, I think. Oh, that's Ryan Ford in the fence. Thought I saw Corvette. Oh, he's in a very awkward position. Get a chance to recover now. Unfortunately, he's having a bit of a struggle this race, unfortunately. Used to race RC cars at Baronia until COVID hit, so he took up sim racing in May. So, if anything, we should probably be classing Ryan as an AM, since he's that new to sim racing. And also asked for a shout out to his daughters, Abigail and Claire. So, Abigail and Claire Ford, how are you all going? I hope you're enjoying the stream. Anyway, let's get back to the battle for first in GT3. So, oh, Southwell, we've joined him at the wrong moment. So the commentator's curse. We're quite good at it here. He's managed to just hold the lead ahead of Duro. The pressure is on for Southwell. Right back on board with Duro. This is unfortunately the weak part for the AMG. The Bentley just seems to have a bit more straight line pace, but this time Duro has got the overlap as they're heading up towards the fastest corner of the track. Side by side, who's going to blink first? Duro's got track position, but Southwell is a little bit braver, but Duro will go for the switchback now. Oh, Southwell actually covers him off. He just let go of the throttle on the apex through the right-hander. He's going to force Duro to go the long way round. Who's going to break first? It's going to be Southwell holds him off. Duro will go for the switchback. That Duro, he can't make it work. The laps are ticking down, and Duro is starting to get a little bit impatient. But Southwell is making a lot of mistakes. Now here we go, one of the strong points of the track for the Bentley. It just seems to have that little bit more straight line punch than the AMG. Oh. What's that up in the top right? Southwell ignored penalty. I think that's a little bit of a glitch as Duro now sends it up the inside. We're on board with him. Unfortunately, I was a little bit distracted by the top right-hand corner there. And Duro now takes the lead of GT3, but Southwell is not done yet. He's already fighting back. Now right on board with Matt Southwell as he tries to chase down Steve Duro now. His turn to follow. But Duro knows that AMG like the back of his hand. Oh, Southwell runs it so deep. He gets into the back of Duro. He's kept it off the wall. Duro's managed to stay out of the fence as well. That just looked like a little mistake from Southwell. And we have another investigation. So contact between cars 10 and 337 on lap 22. So that is under investigation as well. So, geez, post-race investigation for Meredith. Now Riley Smith is getting involved in this battle. We're running out of laps for our drivers. So we haven't really given much airtime to Riley Smith, but his first appearance in Super GT, currently running third, a little bit off, 31 seconds adrift of Vanderham, but a podium on debut. He will be pretty thrilled with that, I think. Quite satisfied. He had a great start, sent it up the inside of Vanderham in turn number 1, and was able to hold off Vanderham. A great race between those two in the early stages of the race. And unfortunately just not able to hold off the charge of the number 37 Honda. So now the battle is starting to get tight again between Duro and Southwell. Southwell closing the gap down the back straight. That's where the Bentley seems to be strong over the AMG. Oh, a bit of a slide there for Duro mid-corner. Of course, Southwell, he is carrying 25 kilos of ballast on his car. And they're about to have a little bit more company with another one of the GT500s coming up behind him. I have a feeling that will be Meredith, perhaps. So it's one of the Hondas, I think, by the sound. And it is indeed. It's Alfonso. He's still trying to catch up to the back of Smith, so he hasn't given up. Only a handful of laps to go. Oh, sideways over the exit curve for Southwell. We watch Alfonso really closing up on the back of Southwell. Goes to the right. Oh, he gets heaps of understeer there. So maybe just got a little bit offline. Right now, Alfonso still closing the gap on Smith. don't think he's going to have enough time to close up 16 seconds. And Smith is driving super consistent at the moment. Has to be said. Big well done to Smith. We also haven't really given this guy a lot of attention, but he's having a very lonely race down in third position in GT3. That's Justin Rediex in the 144 Porsche. And once again, another smooth drive for him. Maybe getting tangled up with the battle between Mackenzie and Ford. That slowed him down, that hurt him. Once again, Rediex will be quite satisfied with a third place finish if he can hold off making a mistake. You see Vanderham go around the outside. In fact, Vanderham's closing the gap slowly, but once again, like Alfonso, he's got a lot of time to make up and not enough time to do it in. Right now, I'd say Rafalo is just managing the gap. In fact, let's join our leader out by himself in the number 20 Nissan. It's really been another clinical drive so far from Chris Rafalo. Took the lead at turn one, hasn't really looked back. Had pressure from Smith, had pressure from Vanderham. The number 20 GTR is just ticking off the laps, making the apexes. A little slide there. So now jump on board with him. And this is something that I do appreciate about Chris Rafalo and his liveries. The attention to detail has even changed the little number plaque on the interior of the car. Fortunately, that's the only camera angle that we get to see the plaque. So that looked like a very slow-moving hill. He's getting up to hit speed now, so he was just getting out of the way of Rafalo. Hill should be commended as well. A great drive from him. Looking to take a top 5. Oh no, Southwell's dropped it. Oh, he's dropped it in a very awkward position. So there goes the challenge for the GT3 lead. So Steve Giro should, unless he drops it off the track, he will have a very easy victory in GT3 now. Wait to see the gap between Southwell and Rediex once the timing all clears up. Yeah, there you go. The gap down to under 30 seconds. So Southwell's still pretty safe, but boy, that was a moment for him. And of course, a moment for Rafalo and Hill as they came around the fastest part of the circuit. And Hum back into the pits. So has Hum destroyed those tyres? Or is he running out of fuel? Have a quick look. So, just got a notification on our Discord, another investigation between cars 63 and car 9, which I'm assuming is Hum. So, wondering if Hum was involved in Southwell's issues. So our steward very, very busy tonight. We're going to have a very busy debrief, I think. Smith now, he is right on the back of Hum. But Hum will be on brand new tyres, so they'll be freezing cold, actually. He should be able to hold off Smith. But Smith has got a chance now. While Hum is on freezing cold tyres. Oh, Smith manages to save it. Great save. But Chris Ruffalo has just started the final lap of the race. Smith runs it wide. Oh, spins up the wheels. Unless Vanderham makes another mistake, I think Smith is going to have to settle for third. But let's watch our leader for the final lap of this race. Just another clinical drive from Chris Ruffalo in the number 20. As he comes up to put another lap on Benny McKenzie. Oh, McKenzie driving right out of the way. Didn't need to do that, I don't think. Oh, Ruffalo into the fence now on the final lap. I missed that. I think he may have just gotten a bit of wheel spin and just buried the number 20 into the fence. It comes around to lap Meredith. So Chris Ruffalo comes around the final few corners to what looks like another victory for the number 20 in the Go Race Promotions Simsports. So Chris Ruffalo rounds the final corner and he will take victory in round number 2 here at Albert Park. Well done to Chris Ruffalo. Great drive from him. I'll try and find where Steve Duro, he will be the first one to cross the line in GT3 and the rest of GT 500. So he will cross the line, the winner in GT3 after a great battle with Matt Southwell. So Steve Duro, the winner of GT3. Well done to Steve Duro. Now Vanderham is still under, well, not really under any pressure. Southwell will cross the line in second for GT3. Justin Reddy-X will be a little bit later, but Vanderham, he really took the challenge up to Chris Ruffalo tonight in qualifying, but just wasn't able to make the race work for him. And Riley Smith on debut, he will take out third position ahead of Alfonso. And Justin Reddy-X third in GT3. So well done to all our drivers. Fantastic effort by everyone. As we're going to have a quick look. I think someone has to be doing burnouts. Oh, we got a massive car park of everyone doing burnouts. Okay. Oh, there we go. We got contact between Alfonso and Rath. Okay, so let's just head back to the results screen while that's going on ahead of us. So the winner for round number 2 in GT 500 is Chris Ruffalo ahead of Vanderham in the Honda. Great debut for Vanderham in the GT 500s. Riley Smith, another fantastic debut, taking out third in the number 23 R35. Alfonso in 4th position. Josh Hill, another great debut in 5th, and Meredith down in 6th, struggling a little bit with setup, I think, and still just struggling with the car. Steve Duro, he takes out GT3 and gets payback on Matt Southwell. But Matt Southwell managing to salvage a 2nd place. Justin Reddy-X, another 3rd, another fantastic drive from him. Ben McKenzie, 4th on debut in GT3, and Ryan Ford, another debut, a well-placed debut in 5th in his first appearance with Go Race Promotions Simsports. So let's wrap up this stream. Now we have to discuss who is going to be driver of the night. For me, again, you have to go with Chris Ruffalo as the obvious choice, but it's kind of hard to go past Vanderham. He really took the challenge up to Chris Ruffalo tonight in his first appearance in GT 500. And to qualify within a tenth of Ruffalo in these cars is quite an achievement. And he was definitely driving smoothly. Just, I don't know, something has happened because he's under investigation by the looks of things after contact with Matt Southwell. Pardon me. But certainly it was a very good drive, a very great battle with Riley Smith as well in those opening laps. Some great racecraft shown through the fast left and right to finally get the move done. Rod Curbs, thanks for hosting. Not a problem, mate. Hope you had fun. GT3, I'm going to have to give it to Steve Duro. That was just a fantastic drive from him. Nice, consistent, forced Matt Southwell into mistakes while chasing. Yes, you can say that he didn't have 25 kilos of ballast on the car, but round number 3, he's going to have 25 kilos of ballast. Southwell, he'll be up to 45 kilos of ballast. So it's starting to level out, I would say, and I think by round number 4, we should have a level-ish playing field for Southwell and Duro. Before we wrap up, we're going to just quickly post a link to our Discord. So make sure you jump onto our Discord and join up. Get out of the chat, onto the track with us, and go racing. But anyway, yeah, we're going to wrap up this stream. Thank you very much for joining. Not sure when our next stream is, but if you hit the follow button and the notification button, you will get notification of when we are streaming next, or when we go live next. And hey, if you think I've done a fantastic job tonight, why don't you hit the subscribe button and send a little bit of payment to your content creator here. Just a little plug there. You don't have to. If you're quite happy just following, I'm happy with that too. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the stream here. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to our competitors for another great night of racing. And thank you so much to our official Kaiser, or Chris Nipris if you prefer, for giving up his time and doing a great job stewarding him. I think he's going to have a little bit of a busy night tonight. But anyway, thank you to everyone who's made this happen. We're going to see you next time out.